Hello and welcome to this video, loosely titled Stories from My Family Tree. So about a year ago, I did the DNA test for Ancestry.com. Come on, Bullet. Coming outside? Of course not. And, they continuously add updates and further develop the family tree there. And today's little update is pretty cool. And I'd like to share that with you because it has a little thing about the journeys of my ancestors and how they fit into the story of the United States. And it's fitting due to the 250-year anniversary of the United States coming up in July. So it's through southwestern Quebec, the French settlers, and that jumped on me. That was fun. So this is going to be stories from the Rogers family tree. That is the surname that my father gave to me. Quick funny story about that. He was actually born as a Mull, M-U-L-L. That is his blood given name from his father. And he was adopted later by his mother's second husband and became a Rogers. So Rogers by marriage, Mull by blood. Let's check out some of the stories here of my family. If you scroll down here, it's going to give you people like my second grandfather, Herman Theodore Addington, his story about a Boer World draft signing. William Nelson Mull, that's my grandfather, his story of a registered voter in California. My great-grandfather, William Edgar Mull, registering for the draft in World War II. My connection to Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th President of the United States. My connection to Herbert Hoover, the 31st President of the United States. And today we're going to talk about William Hooper, my seventh great-grandfather, U.S. founding father, William Hooper.
U.S. Founding Father William Hooper, North Carolina lawyer, politician, and signer of the Declaration of Independence. William Hooper is your seventh great-grandfather. On June 17, 1742, William Hooper was born to Reverend William Hooper and Mary Denny in Boston, Massachusetts. He was the oldest of 5 children. William's father had hoped his son would join him in the Episcopal ministry after he left Harvard University in 1763. Instead, William chose to study law, and after finishing his studies and passing the bar, he moved to North Carolina. He opened a practice in Wilmington in 1764, and 3 years later he married Anne Clark. They had at least 3 children together. After starting his law practice in North Carolina, William soon became involved in local politics. Initially, he was labeled as a loyalist because of his loyalty to the British Crown. However, he soon changed his mind. In April 1774, William wrote a letter to a friend in which he predicted that America would break away from Britain. This is the earliest known prediction of American independence and earned William the epithet Prophet of Independence. By 1776, William had been selected to serve on the Continental Congress, the country's first independent federal government. After his health began to decline, William resigned from Congress in 1777. He returned to North Carolina and continued practicing law. He also continued to be involved in local politics. As the American Revolution continued in 1781, William and his family were forced to separate and flee from British troops in their area of North Carolina. William was labeled as a traitor because he signed the Declaration of Independence. When the Hoopers reunited, William bought a new home in Hillsborough, North Carolina. There he continued his law practice, and he was appointed to be a federal judge in 1786. William died on October 4, 1790. Tragically for the family, his death came just one day before his daughter's wedding. He was 48. William was buried in the garden at his family's home. His remains were later moved to a monument in Greensboro, North Carolina. The monument is dedicated to William, as well as the other North Carolinian signers of the Declaration of Independence, William Penn and Joseph Hughes.
It's a very cool little synopsis there. In 48 years of life, William Hooper did quite a bit. It seems quite notable indeed. You can click out on the tab here. It says, see how you're related. My relationship says he may be my 7th great grandfather. Shows a lineage of people from him, the Hoopers, Millsaps, Jones, Addington, and then eventually to my father's side, Evelyn Addington was my grandma or my dad's mom. So you can check out some of my ancestral regions through the DNA, showing from southeastern England, northwestern Europe, central Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, southern Wales, northwest Germany, the Netherlands, Acadia. You can click on view regions by parent. It'll give you a breakdown of maternal and paternal sides, percentages from each. Showing very heavy green and blue there. That's green being central Scotland and Northern Ireland at 31%, southeastern England and northwestern Europe being at 28%, northeast England 20%, southern Wales 6%, northwestern Germany 5%, Hebrides and Western Highlands, Scotland 3%, Connacht, Ireland 3%, the Netherlands 2%, Acadia 1%, and Donegal, Ireland 1%. Shows my ancestral journeys here, how likely they lived and moved in the past 300 years, coming in through the southern Appalachia settlers. Of course, there's shared lineage there on both sides. The southwestern Quebec French settlers, that's mostly from my mother's side. Very cool, very cool. You can click on the journey of the timelines. It's going to give you a breakdown, a little synopsis for the southern Appalachia settlers, their story from the 1700s, 1975. I'll break that down a little bit further in another video. As well as the southwestern Quebec French settlers. Got quite a bit of reading there that I'll share in another video. So yeah, very cool little update. I'm continuing to enjoy Ancestry.com. They are not sponsored, of course, but go ahead and take your journey today and see where you fall in some of the stories of history. Thanks for watching. I am Frank Rogers. Peace.